Welcome to chapter 10, which is digital editing. You will need this information because you will be doing a peer review this week. So, some general editing guidelines: save early and often. Um, Back up your work. I cannot stress this enough. If you're using Google Docs to create your work, you shouldn't have a problem. But if you're using Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or any other program, make sure that you save it. I would hate for you to put in hours and hours of work into something and then your computer crash and it's gone. So make sure you're saving early and often. Um, Pay attention to space. Remember that a lot of people are viewing things on their smartphones. So even for this course, you need to think about how things would look on the screen of a smartphone. Also, keep in mind that people don't like to scroll. Lots and lots of scrolling, people are not going to look at it. So keep those things in mind. And then be timely. If you create a document, and it's no longer relevant or the facts or the content has changed, go back and revise it. Those are just some general editing guidelines. Now, when we're talking about revision, revising our own work, the first thing we want to do at the top of the circle there is focus on the purpose. Revisit the main reasons you're writing, revisit your audience, and revisit your information. Think about all that stuff. Is what you're actually putting out there meeting the needs of your purpose? Do you think that the writing will actually accomplish your goal? If not, you need to reorganize. Group similar evidence together, change the order of your points if needed, refine the main ideas, improve the argument, delete things that are unnecessary. I think this is one of the hardest things when we talk about revision. I feel like once I put something down on paper, that's like part of my hard work and my heart there, and it's really hard for me to delete it. But if it's not adding to your overall argument or the overall design, delete it if it's unnecessary. And then lastly, you want to determine the best tone. Think about those things that we mentioned in last week's lecture. Think about the design, think about the typeface, think about all those things and what kind of tone that's portraying or giving to your audience. And even though these steps are kind of listed in a circle, they're definitely not a step by step. These things are all fluid. You can move in and out of any of these steps at any point in time in the process. When we're talking about image revision, some things to keep in mind. Do you need to flip the image? Would it work better if it were flipped horizontally or vertically? Do you need to rotate it? Some images need to be rotated in order to best orient into a design. Cropping. Don't be afraid to crop out sections of the photo that will draw your audience attention away from the main focus. Sometimes you'll have to resize or scale something differently. You might have to decrease the size of an image. And if you are increasing it, you want to make sure that it's not getting too pixelated. And then lastly, artistic manipulation. So this is up to you. This is all your design choice. I put think filters. So think about all those lovely filters that you can use on Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok. This is what we mean by artistic manipulation. How can you make your image look the very best that it can look? As far as peer review, the first thing you need to do is research. So for this course, you're going to look at the author's design plan um, and ask questions that you might have. Scan, then read. So scan the document to determine the overall argument, organization, and ideas, and then go back and read it more carefully. Remember to focus on the writing. You're giving feedback on the writing and not the author themselves. Don't say you do a poor job, say the paper does a poor job of. So we don't want to direct any of this to the actual writer. Give praise, focus on strengths, give positive feedback. Make this feedback specific. Don't just say this is a great job. Actually pick out something specific that you like about the work and praise it. Be honest. So don't praise something just to be nice. If there are no points worthy of praise, then you need to really give some specific feedback on what that writer can do to fix their piece of writing. Lastly, specify. When you offer a suggestion, describe precisely what needs to be changed and offer advice. You're looking at these pieces of work before I'm looking at them as the instructor. So, what do you think this writer can do to make their piece stronger, to receive a better grade, or to make a bigger impact on the audience? And that concludes our lecture for this week. Email me with questions.